I originally thought I wanted to be a marine biologist. I don't know why, being in Oklahoma, but it had to capture my imagination. And then I ended up taking a introduction to, I think it was a media history or introduction to the First Amendment. It was some sort of a law of a journalism class that dealt with the importance of the press in a democracy and in a free and open society. And it really sort of hammered on the First Amendment. And I had a professor in there named Bill McKean, who used to teach at OU and went on to UF, and then now he's up in Boston. And I just remember being in that class and him talking about all sorts of different important pivotal cases like New York Times versus Sullivan and Watergate and the Washington Post, and just the importance of the media and the press in terms of sort of speaking truth to power and holding people to account, elected and public officials, and really being the eyes and the ears of the public. And that stuck with me. And so those very things that sort of like captured my imagination back in the early 80s stick with me today. But I think that my biggest accomplishment, honestly, is just being able to still do what I love. It's not a single story. It's just that the industry has gone through such a sea change over the past 20 years, and is still, frankly, still being reinvented as we speak. That a lot of the people, a lot of really, really great journalists that I've worked with and who have mentored me over the years, they don't work in the industry anymore. They're not able to pursue it either through downsizing or because they quit and went on to other things. So I think that from a more philosophical, practical perspective, it's just being able to do what I love. And I think that the achievement overall is just hopefully, people learn from what we're doing, and people for whom we're writing, i.e. the readers of the Post, or if it was Tulsa, it was the Tulsa World or the Tulsa Tribune, are more informed about and better informed about something that maybe they didn't know about, but that they should know about. And I think that that's really what's always sort of driven my interest in it. In my family, journalism was grounded into my family. And then really, getting the experiences that I had at the Oklahoma Daily, the professors I had there like Bill McKean, Andy Rieger, who was also a faculty advisor, he ran the Norman Transcript for a long time, and many other professors and teachers and instructors really sort of framed and helped point me in a direction that got me to the Tulsa Tribune. I think about people like Mary Hargrove and Tim Morris and Ziva Brandstetter and Marge Morgan, rest in peace, Pearl Whitcop. Those were all people that worked at the Tribune that really helped me in my career. The Joe Worley and Susan Ellerbach and Wayne Green and Debbie Jackson and many other people that worked at that newspaper in that period from say 92 to 1999 when I was there. They really encouraged me to sort of push myself and stretch my boundaries, and they let me try things that were really outside my comfort zone. And that's really where I got started doing big investigative projects. Those experiences and everything that I learned working at the Tribune, at the World, and what I learned at the Oklahoma Daily, those things are rooted deeply in everything that I bring to my job every day here. You can't separate what I do today from what I did in Oklahoma. There's a very, it all sort of fits together, and there's a very clear path from there to here. I didn't see it at the time. I wasn't looking to leave Oklahoma, but it just worked out that when I was up in when I was in Denver helping to cover the Oklahoma City bombing trials, my reporters were covering it, but we were cycling in and out. I met some of the Washington Post reporters, and with the encouragement of Julie Delcourt, who I owe a lot to, they passed along my name to people here at the Post, and that's how I ended up getting job interviews that eventually landed me up here. So it's been, I'm ever grateful for it.